Hello there, it's me, Teacher Mike from phuketpals.org. Hope you're okay today. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to look at how to tackle the ER, the extended response, in this lesson. So by the end of this lesson, you should have kind of a bit more clearer kind of picture or pathway of how you can improve your skills and boost your score for this particularly annoying part of the RLA test. Now, when I say annoying, it's a word that many students actually give to me. I ask them what do they think of the ER, and they say annoying or impossible or something else very negative like this. It doesn't have to be this way, but it's the kind of task that does take time to improve upon. So how can we do that? Well, you can improve your close reading skills. What are close reading skills? Well, they're thoughtful. It's a thoughtful, critical analysis of a text, focusing on important details and patterns in order to develop a deep understanding of that text. Okay, so thoughtful, critical analysis. So when you're reading, you're not just reading and the words are going in and that's it. When the words go in, you have to actually be thinking about what you are reading. You need to think about why the writer is writing the way he's writing. Is he qualified to write about the topic he's writing about, and many other things as well. Okay, so you're really focusing on skills like writer's purpose, things like inference, and all of the rest, those higher order thinking skills that are necessary for this particular task, okay? Now, if you want to improve close reading skills, a really good website to do so is called Read Theory. Read Theory. I think it's readtheory.org, but just Google Read Theory, and you go in there and you do a number of questions as a pre-test, and that determines your level, okay? Your ability to read, whatever lexial level it is. Lexial level just means the comprehensibility, the difficulty and comprehensibility of the text. So you do your 4 or 5 questions. It then judges where your reading level is, and then you answer critical thinking skills questions, just like writer's purpose and inference and things like that, about the text you have read. Now, what makes Read Theory really, really cool is if you do well, it increases the difficulty of the text. If you do badly, it decreases the difficulty of the text. So it becomes a bit of a challenge, and you really want to score well in the critical thinking questions, as it's nice to see your progress. There's an option of checking your progress on a line graph, and it compares it against a kind of average grade level student. So it really gives you a nice kind of visual representation of where your reading is, and I highly recommend readtheory.org. Also, you can use Newsela. In many videos in the past, I've talked about Newsela. That's News, N-E-W-S-E-L-A. Newsela has different articles every day. It has a huge library of different resources for all different subject types. You've got nonfiction, you've got sciences in there, you've got social studies, and there's things about maths, there's things about opinion, there's tons of stuff in there. But there's a particular section in the Newsela website which I recommend called cultivating close reading skills. Get in there and you'll see what I mean. It's very, very good. It breaks the reading skills up into different areas, and you can read articles and then focus on those particular skills. So Newsela, and the part of that website is called Cultivating Close Reading Skills. You can just Google it, you'll get it. All right, so another way to tackle the ER is knowing the test interface, what you'll see on the computer screen on test day. This is vital. Many students study hard for ER, then they get into the computer-based environment in the Pearson VUE Testing Center, and then they kind of panic because they're not sure how to copy and paste, they're not sure how to highlight, and all of this stuff, and it destroys their score. So what you really need to do is you need to study hard, as we've been talking about, improving your close reading skills, using things like Read Theory and using things like Newsela. And then you need to, when you feel about right, when you feel like you're progressing very nicely, take a GED Ready Test, which is approximately half the length of the real GED test, and you can book those through GED.com, and they'll give you a username and password, and you can get into the GED Ready, and it looks and feels exactly the same as the real test will. Okay, so then they'll give you a score as well. So then you can see where you are on a scale and how likely you are to pass the real GED test. This is very, very accurate. GED testing service swear by it, and I've never had a bad complaint from a student who's taken GED Ready. And what makes it even better, it's only about $6 or something US for each of the tests. So it's a bargain. So get in there, and it allows you to know what this test, this unique test interface feels like. So there's no surprises on the big day. Next, take time to sharpen your critical thinking skills by reading and answering higher order thinking questions. Well, we've just really touched upon that with Read Theory and Newsella already. Write about evidence, strong, weak, faulty arguments. Okay, so you really need to dig deep and think what makes a strong argument, what makes a weak argument. Okay, so strong arguments are arguments based by evidence. Strong arguments are made by people who have a background in a particular subject. For example, if a doctor is making an argument about healthcare issues, well, he's in a good position to make that argument because he's a doctor and he's trained for years to get to that position. However, like if it's the toilet cleaner in your local supermarket is waxing lyrical about health-related issues, well, you're not going to listen to him too much. And perhaps he's a secret genius, but it's highly unlikely. Okay, so strong and weak arguments, also faulty arguments, arguments that are not quite logical. So maybe someone is arguing that A equals B when in fact A cannot equal B. So you're looking for faults in the argument as well. Know whether an opinion is well supported or not. It's okay. So when someone makes an opinion, are they supporting it with, for example, statistics, or are they supporting it with other facts, or are they supporting it with, statistics and facts are the main ones you're going to get in there. So are opinions being supported well, or are they not? Know how to make logical inferences. Okay, so again, it's if something happens, then this probably will happen as a result, and then the next thing will probably happen as a result. So think about logical inferences as well. Know about facts and opinions. Okay, so is someone basing what they're saying on a quantifiable fact, or are they just again, as I say, waxing lyrical, or are they just spouting off about what they think might happen or what will happen? Okay, so then you also need to draw comparisons between the texts. This is a mistake many students make. They just kind of write about the one they think is better supported. That's a mistake. You need to compare. If you say the evidence in A is better supported because the writer uses strong quantifiable statistical data, then you can kind of draw attention to an argument in the second article in which that doesn't happen and why that weakens the writer's position. Okay, so just to continue on, think carefully about the following. So think carefully when you're doing ER about the use of evidence, okay, arguments and the use of evidence. Think about ways of expressing meaning. So ideas, organizational structure. So how does the writer organize his ideas? Is it logical, or are his ideas all over the place? Obviously, a better supported article will be one when the ideas are presented in a logical fashion, not kind of scattered all over the place. So is it well organized and logical? Does he use evidence effectively to support his arguments, or does he use opinion to support his arguments? If he uses opinion, it's a much weaker deal indeed. And language conventions and usage, sentence structure and grammar. Make sure when you are writing your essay itself, you are putting in a variety of sentence structures. So, simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, complex sentences. Okay, make sure you're using a variety of simple sentences as well, a variety of your compound sentences, a variety of complex sentences and compound complex sentences. Also in there, get things in like relative clauses, so using which or who. Also get in things like conditionals, using if, or also Yeah, they're the main ones I would throw in. If you want a further lesson on that, leave some messages below. I can do that for you. And also make sure you organize your own ideas effectively into paragraphs. And you need at least 5 paragraphs: introduction, 3 body paragraphs usually, and a conclusion, maybe 4 body paragraphs. And make sure you get at least 450 to 500 plus words in there as well. And make sure that your body paragraphs clearly support your thesis statement in the introduction. Okay, make sure it all links together nicely using cohesive devices and all the rest of it. Okay, so that's about it for this video on how to tackle the ER. If you have any questions, you can leave them below this video, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. I'm Teacher Mike from phuketpals.org. Have a good day. Thanks.